Well, we are back on the inside for another ladies' room on this Thursday, October 14th, final one for the week. Can't believe it's already Thursday, man. Since that I just came back, literally just came back from vacation. Can't believe it's already Thursday, tomorrow Friday. You know, your lifetime isn't waiting on anyone, right? It's absolutely. What is going on with Mark? Why am I not getting the notification? Dude, it's getting on my nerves. I swear, every day it's like something with Facebook or the other. Oh, jeez. Anyways, Marian, good morning. How are you? Hope all is well on your end. Thanks for being here. Good of you to join us. Yeah, as I was saying, Narissa, good morning. So good to have you back in the room. So good to have you back in the room. Yeah, like I was saying, time waits on no one. And, somebody was asking me yesterday about, my future plans. And I'm like, I don't do that anymore. I don't know what's going on and no notification. For real. Let me check. It just popped up a minute ago. I'm already 3 minutes into the program and it just literally just popped up. All right, for those of you already here, can you do me a favor and just share the live so it'll be seen in your timeline and other folks can join in the conversation. Good morning, Karen Bailey. Good morning, Christelle. Queen Bee Peters, good morning. Thanks for coming in the room. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Mark. Yeah, but like I was saying, I was telling someone, I no longer do this planning ahead. And they were asking me, like, in the next 5 years, where do I see myself? I'm like, I'm barely even seeing myself now. Like, why am I even focusing on the next 5 years? And I'm barely seeing myself now with, all the uncertainties and, with COVID, changing up life as we know it. Why would I sit here and plan for 5 years? So I've decided, well, for the last year, well, basically that was my um thing for this year, 2021, to my resolution, sort of a resolution for 2021 and beyond, to stop focusing and putting so much attention on the future and 2 years and 3 years and 4 and 5 years what I'm gonna do, and put that energy into now, like this hour, like it's what, 11:05, what I'm gonna do in the next hour, what I'm gonna do daily. So I've decided to live daily and not this planning ahead for months and I'm gonna do this in 3 years and 4 years. You do because you say, you know what, you make plans and God laugh. And we've seen that literally with COVID. I'm sure lots of folks had plans, those who died, those people probably had plans to do things, go on a vacation in the next 2 years or the next 3 years, or do this, do that. And sadly, they're not here to live those plans, to see those plans through. So it's good to have sort of a plan to work with. But to me, those are not important anymore in the grand scheme of things and the way things are going. It doesn't make sense planning that far ahead because you just don't know. If you are certain, for a fact, for sure that you're going to be here in 2025 or 26 or 27, then yeah. But none of us know, because I'm sure those people thought they were going to be here for the rest of 2021 and beyond, but they're not. So I think it makes most sense to like live in the now and make sense of what we have now and make what we have do now. Live as best as you can, eat the best foods, exercise, go on the vacation you've been planning for years. Because if you drop down now, by tomorrow, your job will be in the paper, on online, or they already have somebody on file to fill that position. So a lot of the times you dedicate years and years to a job or to something and you don't take the time to enjoy it. A lot of people live to retire. And by the time they retire, they're tired, they're worn out, and sometimes they don't even live to enjoy their retirement. You work and you save all your money for retirement. When you get to that stage, when you get to that place, you want to relax and not have to worry about how you're eating, how your bills are paid. And a lot of people don't live to enjoy their retirement benefits. So that vacation you've been planning for and you've been putting on hold because you feel your job can't do without you, or your job, it will collapse if you're not there. Take it. Take time out, relax, breathe, self care. This week we've been preaching a whole lot, with Sunday being World Mental Health Day, preaching a whole lot about self care and taking care of you. Stop putting so much energy on things that don't concern you. Stop getting involved in things that don't concern you. Focus on you, taking care of you. It's not selfish to put yourself first, because we always use that example of being on an airplane when the air hostesses are there and going through the safety routine. And if something were to happen, always tell you put on your mask first, and then you can assist the person next to you. They never said help the person next to you and then take care of yourself. No. So that right there's a perfect example of you taking care of yourself, and then you'll be in a better position to help other people. Because we spend so much time like helping people, right? And taking care of people and taking on people's problems. And what you find is, after the more you take in, the more depleted you become. And then you start feeling the way that person is feeling, the person you're trying to help. You take their load off their shoulder and you put it on yours, and you're burdened, you're stressed, you're depressed. Now it's a lot to deal with. So as much as you want to listen to people and as much as you want to help, I've had to literally do it, because doing what I do, people jump into my inbox like literally every day. And I'm an empath. When people are going through something and they tell me about it, I literally feel like I'm feeling what they're going through. What if you guys understand what I'm talking about? It's like you feel what they're experiencing. You go so deep into the emotions that you take it on, and then you find yourself tired. You're having headaches. You're depressed. You're stressed, trying to deal with that person and finding a way to solve that person's problem. So as much as we have to be there for other people and look out for each other, you still have to be careful as to how much you put on yourself. And I literally had to get to a place where I said, you know what? I can't help everybody. I can't listen to everybody. I can't take on everybody's problems, because I'm not making time for me. I'm not making time to take care of my own problems and take care of my own mental health and my own well-being, because I'm so dealing with everybody else's, and I'm a mess. I'm a literal mess. You're giving everybody the best advice, the best to do things, and you don't even have time to fix yourself and do the right thing yourself, because you're so absorbed in helping other people. So 2021, I literally had to step back, and there are people who would come and I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry that's going on with you, but I really can't help. As much as I would like to listen, I had to like cut down on the amount of energy I give. So much so I completely removed Facebook Messenger from my phone. And it's only when I'm online, I'm on my iPad or something, I have access to it. Because imagine having 20, 30, 40 people coming to you daily and wanting to offload, want somebody to talk to, want somebody to advise them. You know how heavy that makes you feel? And sometimes I check at the end of the day, I'm like, what did I do really today? Except sit and talk to people and try to give people a little advice. And I'm like, I didn't really do much apart from that. So sometimes we have to deal with ourselves first, and don't think that it's selfish. I don't make anyone make you feel that it's selfish. You what's going on? Yeah, my thing is moving. Yeah, you assisting other people, don't make them don't and people have a habit of doing that. You could be there a million times for somebody, right? And the minute that you're not available, you're suddenly the worst. The minute you can't help, you suddenly this, that, but they just miss the amount of times and 99 other times that you were there when they needed you. And the minute you step away, it's like you feel you're all that and you're selfish. No, I'm not selfish. And don't make anybody make you think that you're selfish for wanting to step away for a couple minutes and take care of you. People have mastered the art of, deflecting and putting their responsibilities on other people's shoulder. And there's a word that we see a lot, people, pushing a lot of narcissistic tendencies and narcissism and all those things. It is real. There's a lot of those going around. So you have to literally step back sometimes. Like Narissa says, you can't pour from an empty cup. Always keep yours filled and overflowing. And that is so correct. Yeah. Good morning, Brian. He says, not to brag, but I'm enjoying myself, the retired life. But seriously, after my mom had a stroke in 2016, I said, that word, I'm going all in, living the fullest. And that's all there is to it. Stacy, Kalisha, John, thank you so much. Thank you so very much. Claudius, good morning. Claudius Campbell says, do you today because life is shorter than you expected. Um, yeah, the only real time we have is now. Why you waste time thinking about 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road? We don't have that. You don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, so why focus on 2, 3, 4, 5 years? Anywho's, I always stray. Y'all share the live. Somebody asking me if I'm live. They're not seeing me. Yes, I am live. What's For some reason, guys? I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but for some reason, a lot of folks are not getting the notifications. But we're always at 11 every morning. It's the ladies room, Monday to Thursday. So even if you don't get a notification, you can always go over to my page, or you can go to Power 95's page, and you'll be able to get it. Now, I have a question. I want to step away from the vaccination thing. We've been talking vaccine all week. I'm tired of it. I've had enough of it for this week. We'll resume next week. We'll pick up where we left off next week. I posted an article on my page, and I wanted to get you guys feedback on something that's trending, that's happening right now. Um, and I asked the question, what would you do as a parent if your underage kid got his teacher pregnant? And it's a true story. It says a Florida teacher accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a 15-year-old former student fell under scrutiny last spring after the student allegedly showed others a cell phone video of the two of them having sex, police say. And now, according to police, the teacher has told them that she's pregnant. The 41-year-old teacher had no comment about the allegations as she was released Saturday from jail after posting bond following her Thursday arrest, reports CBS Miami. And a Doral police spokesperson says confirmed the woman's pregnancy and said she revealed her condition during the jail intake process after her arrest. So I asked the question, what would you do as a parent if your underage child got his teacher pregnant? Because there's always a outcry and a when it's the other way around. If it were a male teacher getting his female student, underage student pregnant, you always hear, the noise. You always hear it's like a big hullabaloo about it. It's a big deal. But somehow when the roles are reversed, it seems as though, you know, people are sort of quiet. But the thing is, hate it or like it should not happen either way. It should not happen either way. And I'm seeing there are men on actually women who are saying it's not a big deal. And as a matter of fact, I saw men seem to be applauding it, thinking it's cool that at that age that a 15-year-old can get with a 41-year-old, and it's like a badge of honor for that to happen. Someone actually said when they were that age, they wish they could have slept with their teacher. And I'm like, imagine that. Apart from home, school is like the next best thing to take care of your children, guide and mold your children. And if you were to have that as being okay, then we seriously have a problem. Thank you, BB. I'm getting flowers today. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Someone says it's a tricky scenario. On one hand, the teacher is technically a pedophile. She is a pedophile. Not technically, she is. He's 15. He's not an adult. She's 41. So how do you feel as the parents in the room? How do you guys feel? If you were to become aware that your 15-year-old slept with his 41-year-old teacher and she's possibly pregnant for your 15-year-old, how would you feel? What would your response be? Somebody says, tell my son, good job. Wow. You see, that's the hypocrisy that boggles my mind. Because if it were the other way around, like I was saying, it would not be a case of good job. People would be raining hellfire on this man and calling him a rapist, pedophile, all the old words they can think about. No, they are men who is. Listen to this dude tell my son, good job. Another person says, there's a woman that goes by the name of some Mary Kay something, did this in the 90s, so she isn't the first, probably won't be the last. Another person says this is a story similar to this one where the teacher got her pregnant for her 12-year-old student and married him when she came out of prison. How is this okay though? So, Sam says she's going to prison after he plans. She need to abort that baby. Well, she's kind of of age where she can't be forced to abort. It's not like she's a 12 or 16 or 15-year-old, and if it's her choice to keep it, can they mandate that she get an abortion? I don't think so. She has that's basically the choice she made to keep it. Someone says that, wow, but for me, I treat it as any other person, and we all have to sit and discuss that situation. But both parties should have known their boundaries. Even more so, the teacher. The teacher is basically responsible for your child in your absence in that environment. And they were saying that they were even seen out together where she would tell friends and what have you that is her nephew. They would go to events, um, and she'll take him out and say that's her nephew. That's never okay, and I totally agree. That's not okay. Says Miss Lady's a full-grown woman. Her age ain't even remotely close to his. She's old enough to be his mother and probably his grandmother. She needs to be jailed. Somebody says, just tell him, son, you see how much you annoy me, and then just laugh really hard. What? It says, I think you meant to ask what would you do if a teacher took advantage of your son and became pregnant as a result. A minor child cannot consent to sexual activity and therefore didn't get his teacher pregnant. He is a victim here, even if he believes he was in love or whatever. That's how grooming works. It's 2021. Do better with taking responsibility. And it says doesn't matter. This person says doesn't matter what the law says. He consented, but the law says you cannot consent at 15 years. So how did he consent? Because this person says if this was a 41-year-old man and a 15-year-old girl, I don't think you would be saying she consented. Plus, this 15-year-old could be father of a child. I'm really trying to understand the logic here. Someone says, so now there are two children involved, my son and his unborn baby, if it is his. The woman would face the full brunt of the law, and my son would face the responsibility of taking care of his child because even though she took advantage of him, he very well knew right from wrong and must now live with the consequences of his actions. Get a job, son, take care of your child. Another person says, a sick woman. If it was a male teacher, it would have been a different story. Wrong is wrong no matter the gender. And that exactly is my point. Just a lot of people are saying they would say to their son, good job. What is good job about that? Oh, okay, so your son had sexual intercourse with a 41-year-old, someone who could be his grandmother, and you're saying good job to him. But if it were the other way around, someone says a sickening neglect, whether it's male or female, it is not okay. Veronica says no one should honor that kind of behavior. Rape, whether it may be male or female. Donna says the topic is showing up on here. And Donna, the topic is the hold on, let me read it again. I asked the question, what would you do if your underage kid got his teacher pregnant? And that is in reference to a story that I saw on the internet of a Florida teacher who's accused of having inappropriate relationship with a 15-year-old former student. She fell under scrutiny last spring after the teacher allegedly showed others a cell phone video of the two of them having sex. That's according to the police. And now, also according to the police, the teacher has told them that she's pregnant. The 41-year-old teacher had no comment about the allegations as she was released on Saturday from jail after posting bond following her Thursday arrest. But police spokesperson confirmed the woman's pregnancy and said she revealed her condition during the jail intake process after her arrest. So we're asking the question: what would you do as a parent if that happened? Your underage child was in a relationship, sexual one, with this 41-year-old teacher, and she became pregnant as a result. As a parent, what would your reaction be? Joseph Will says you don't seem pissed off, as when is the other way around. Just saying. How do you mean I don't seem pissed off? Maybe you just came on, Joseph Will, because from the onset I said what is bothering me about this is the hypocrisy. Because if it were the other way around, people would be outraged and upset and angry. But now people are doing high fives and saying okay and good job, son. So I'm not sure what you mean by don't seem pissed off, because those were my initial words. So maybe you came in late, but I'm just reading some of the comments. But like I said, the same treatment that is meted out to someone, if it was a 41-year-old man and a 15-year-old girl, there'll be a huge outcry. Is the same outcry should be, you know, we should have for this here, because a teacher is basically responsible for your child in your absence, and you're not sending your child to school to have sex with their teacher. You're sending them to learn and not have the teacher grooming them and taking advantage of them. It is basically rape. He's 15 years old, rape, and he's definitely a pedophile as well. So it's not only men that we can point fingers at and call names and this, that, or the other. Either way, either way, I'm not supporting this. So I'm not sure what you mean by I'm not pissed off, but it have the same outcry across the board. Male, female, same outcry across the board. But the question I was asking Joseph Will was, what would you do as a parent? What is your take on it? Would your response be? How would you react to something like this? Would you support it? Would you want anything to do with the child? Would you support her going to jail? What would you think? How would you react? Someone says, let's flip things around and see how much this isn't a laughing matter, because this is what made me talk about it, because the comments that I saw under this post, it was baffling. It was like total awe and shock that people think that it's okay. And there are men who are slapping their sons on the back and saying, good job, son. I taught you well. What did you teach your son? There are men sitting there, and women as well, thinking this is okay and high-fiving this and laughing about this. But I know without a doubt, if it were the other way around, this wouldn't be a laughing matter. We'll be calling for him to be strung up by his testicles and beaten in the market or somewhere. So why aren't we asking for the same thing? Because that's not the reason you sent your child to school. And on top of it, he has videos showing his little friends. That's how they found out. So videoing their activities, and she's taking him out and telling folks that's her 15-year-old nephew because she knows it's wrong. At 41 years, you're old enough to be the son, mother, and grandmother. Something is wrong with this picture. I'm sorry. This person says, I have relatives and friends who are teachers. They have been approached by oversex teens, but they quickly did the adult thing and right thing by first saying no, explain to them the depth of inappropriate behavior it is. Then they reported the child to the principal, parents, and school counselor, who then took it from there. No excuses. Another person says, this is most young men dream though, and most times young men know better, but they use age and poor judgment as the excuse. I was once that age, so I know that feeling. I outright had a bucket list of teachers I wanted to touch. If you know, you know. And there were teachers that was outright flirtatious. Someone says the double standards here. If the genders were reversed, there would be a public outcry about him not being fit to be a teacher, and that he should know better. But because it's a woman, she gets a pat on her back. I was going hard after her like it was my girl child, because you didn't have enough self-control. My son now out here with responsibilities he shouldn't have at 15. Another person says, y'all out here talking smack. What's done is done. Can't lock her up forever. He's going to be a father. Unfortunately, who can stop family? Wow. Someone says, whatever we do, he's still the father. His mother, father need to sit down with the teacher and talk about about that because in 9 months there'll be a baby. Only God call that baby home. Mom, dad, your baby boy is now a man. Wow. Another person says he GT. No, he did not GT. At 15 years old, the last thing he should be concerned about is taking care of a child or being a father at 15. So he did not get through. No, for real. Some of the comments, listen, y'all need to go on that page. Some of the comments, it's like people just don't get it. It's like a big joke. It's like nothing. It's like people are happy. Like, wow, my son did that. But we always seem happy about things when it's not us. Imagine your son at 15 in that position and you have to step up because your son isn't working anywhere, not able to provide, then that child becomes your responsibility. Because based on what they're saying, if she goes to prison, of course, it's only 9 months. What happens when the child is born? Whose responsibility will it be? Will the state take care of it? Foster home? Or will the parent who is alive with family take care of it? So if you were the latter, then you as a parent, you have to be involved at some point because a 15-year boy is in no position to take care of a child. So, like I said, it is not a joking matter. It is a serious situation and it's not nothing to make fun about. Because if it were to happen to a female with the 41-year-old male teacher, it would not be sitting here saying, good job, Mr. or good job, daughter. You got to sleep with a teacher and got yourself pregnant. There would be nothing there to celebrate. So it's not funny. There's no nothing. Rape is rape. Once you're not under the age of consent, it's rape. And even though he said yes and he obliged willingly, in the eyes of the law, he can't. So either way, no one should glorify that sort of behavior. Let us protect our children as best as we can, this person says, and this is not something to make fun of or be happy about. And as this person here says, let me see if I can get two more before we go. We're living in a crazy world. The last place you would think your child, and the school is the last place you think your child would be in harm's way. Apart from your home, the school is the next best place you think will protect your child. And imagine teachers, the ones you entrust your child, the care of your child in, are the ones doing harm to your children. That is not a good look. And of course, I'm supporting jail all the way. Oh, wow. Alrighty. I think we got to the end. Let me see if we can take one more here. Yeah, the comments. I'm getting a lot of WhatsApp messages, so I'm trying to read as much as I can before. Someone suggests, as disgusting as if the genders were reversed, adults need to leave children alone. She groomed him. She needs to be in jail. Women can definitely be predators too. Another person asks, what can you do then? Seek justice and mind your grandchild. Another person says, nothing. Sexual abuse isn't the same for most men as it is for women. In school, most of my friends only wish the teacher would. Only female teachers, though. Another person says they have to give her the same punishment as if it was an older man with a younger female. Same. She knows better. She'll do better. Another person says he and she shall mind my beautiful grandchild without my financial assistance. People always say that now until the baby comes, and then you're also happy. You're going to grandmother mode and grandfather mode, and you're happy to have this little one. But Yes, Sam. You're someone this too wicked. Anyways, I have to give Sam Jim a plug. What's the name of your platform? A Few Good Men. So on Friday nights, there's a few good men, three of them. I don't know how they get to be a few good men. Good. But Friday nights at 8 o'clock, Sam, or 9. They have this program as men discussing, things. What are you talking about tomorrow? Feminists, femininity. What is it? I can't remember the topic tomorrow, but I joined them last week and it was pretty interesting. Listening to them last week was pretty interesting. Not often you have men speaking up on those sort of topics, on relationships and what they want. Last week they discussed the friend zone thingy. That's pretty good. So I'm looking forward to hear what they have tomorrow. So what's the page? A Few Good Men, their Facebook page. You can check it out and interact with them. It was a pretty good show last Friday. Congratulations to Sam and I can't remember the other Colin. I can't remember the other's name, but it was a good show. It's time men spoke up because a lot of the times it seems the women are the only ones affected and the women are the only ones going through stuff in relationship or out of relationship, and men have been taught to put their feelings on ice and not deal with certain things. So it's good to have men, speaking up. So yeah, gotta big them up on that. So looking forward to hearing that conversation tomorrow about feminists. I read that's what I'm interested in. So I'll see you guys next week, Monday. We'll be back here, same time, same place for another show. Thank you so much for checking into the room this week. It was a pleasure having you, and of course, always appreciate your support. And just also wants to say thank you to our friends at Beacon Insurance, Western Union, and Escomar Variety Store for making our ladies' room possible this morning. So, guys, whatever you do, stay safe. Continue to observe the protocols wherever you are. Continue to wear your mask and take care of yourselves and each other. Alrighty. So we'll be back next week, and looking forward to having you here. Have a great Thursday, guys.